Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Point of parliamentary inquiry.
Gentleman may state his inquiry.
Mr. Speaker, for clarification, would you clarify for the members what a yes vote and a no vote will mean on this motion?
It will be stated those in favor of accepting the report, meaning it would come on before the House. Those in favor of accepting the report will vote aye. Those opposed to accepting the report shall vote no.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Further parliamentary inquiry?
Gentleman may state his inquiry.
Mr. Speaker, my understanding that for this motion to pass does not require a suspension of rules, but only a constitutional majority of 102. Is that correct?
Under the rule, a constitutional majority sustains the day.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On the motion.
Gentleman is in order.
Thank you. Last night in the Senate passed this identical bill 1075 with language in it to expand Medicaid in Pennsylvania. Earlier today in the Rules Committee, that language was taken out, and the bill before us we have today, it was out the language that would expand Medicaid here in Pennsylvania. The language that was stripped out and that the Senate passed 40-10, and I want to remind the members on my side of the aisle that 17 members of our party voted for this expansion. 2/3 of the members on my side of the aisle, senator, voted to expand Medicaid in Pennsylvania. They had in that bill a number of protections for the state of Pennsylvania. Many of the protections that were in that bill would allow Pennsylvania to opt out if the federal government did not live up to their end of the bargain, would make sure that Pennsylvania would continue to collect the gross receipts tax. And most importantly, in the fourth year, the first 3 years of this program, the federal government pays for 100% of the cost. In the fourth year, when Pennsylvania has to start picking up a percentage of the cost, they would allow us to charge these expanded patients a copay or a premium to recoup the cost to Pennsylvania. There were a number of protections in there. Now, I've been looking at this issue for a long time. I think from the bottom of my heart that this is absolutely the right thing to do for the state of Pennsylvania. Many governors and state across the country who are no fans of the Affordable Health Care Act have decided that expanding into Medicaid is the best thing to do for their state. And just a few reasons why, and I'll only be a minute, Mr. Speaker, on this. Just a few reasons why. The first 3 years are absolutely $3.5 to $4 billion of federal money coming into Pennsylvania. The 3 independent studies that have looked at this, from the Economy League, from the Independent Fiscal Office, and from the Rand Foundation, they all said the same thing, that Medicaid expansion in Pennsylvania will create 35,000 to 40,000 new jobs here in the state of Pennsylvania. I'm going to say that again, 35,000 to 40,000 new jobs in the state of Pennsylvania. And the population that this is going to ensure is our working poor. The working poor in every one of our districts. These are people that are making $150, $200, $300 a week that have no health insurance at their place of employment. And if I might add, the demographics of who this is going to cover is heavily tilted towards women, working women in daycares, in nursing homes, in beauty salons. And on top of that, Mr. Speaker, our veteran population. Medicaid expansion will cover half of the uninsured veterans that live in the state of Pennsylvania. I'm going to say that again. Our veterans, many of them who have been in Iraq and Afghanistan, they don't get free health care coverage for the rest of their lives. This will cover half of the veteran population in the state of Pennsylvania. So, Mr. Speaker, we have this motion before us. I'm going to ask the members to vote no. I know this is an issue that a lot of the members on my side of the aisle do not like. I believe from the bottom of my heart this is absolutely the right thing to do for the state of Pennsylvania, and I ask a no on the motion to recommit. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.